All right, this is Mr. Freeman helping you guys with some winter break practice. Remember, this counts as the test score, so you guys need to be showing your work and doing the best you can on this. Number 9, Rosario paid $2.50 for 3 pounds of apples. Select all of the rates that are equivalent to the rate Rosario paid. All right, so what we're going to do is try to figure out our unit rate first. Remember, when I say unit rate, that means that one of our rates is going to equal 1, right? So if we have 250 for 3 pounds, how can I turn this into 1? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to make our bottom number 1 and figure out how did I get there. Well, what I did was I divided by 3, right? 3 divided by 3 equals 1, which means I'm going to have to divide this by 3 as well to get my unit rate. So what's $2.50 divided by 3? Let's figure that out together. Well, that's 250. I'm going to put this in the house. Put 3 right here. Now, can 3 go into 2? It can't. So I'm going to say 0. Bring up my decimal. Can 3 go into 25? Well, it sure can. 3 times 8 equals 24. And if I subtract that, what's 25 minus 24? It's just going to be 1. I'm going to bring down my 0. 3 times what equals 10? Well, we know 3 times 3 is going to get me close. 3 times 4 is 12. That's too much. 3 times 3 is 9. So 10 minus 9 equals 1. Now what do? There's nothing to do, right? Well, no. We have decimals after already, so we can add our 0 and bring this guy down, which is going to be a 0 here. But are you guys noticing the pattern? Where do you have 10 here and 10 here? So I'm just going to say 3 again. And it's going to do the same thing over and over again, right? I'm going to run into that same thing. So what we can do is just put a bar over this 3 and call it a day. So I have to keep going forever. So our unit rate is 0.83. We're talking about money, so you would round 3 down. So it's just 83 cents. Whoops. All right, so now we know that this is 0.83 cents for 1 pound, right? So we have to look at our options. Option A says 0.80 cents for 1 pound. Is that what we paid? No, we have 83 cents for 1 pound, right? So this is wrong. I'll take that off my list. But now that we have our unit rate, which again is this right here, because our bottom number is 1, which is our pounds, we can try to get there. So the next one says 450 for 5 pounds. So we're going to have to set it up again. Oh, let me turn that black. 5 is our bottom number. And now how did we get from 1 to 5? Well, we multiplied by 5, right? If I multiply this by 5, I'm going to multiply this by 5. I know this question is kind of a long one. And again, these are equivalent fractions. So we have 0.83 times 5 now, right? Oh. All right. Let me move this all over just a little bit. So there you go. Makes more sense. That's not a minus sign, it was just my line. So 5 times 3 equals 15. I'm going to regroup, put my 1 up here. 5 times 8 equals 40, plus the 1 is 41. 5 times 0 is 0, plus the 4 makes it 4. Now how many decimal points do I have right here? Well, we have 1 right here, and it goes 1, 2 spots over, right, to get rid of it. So I'm going to go here and go 1, 2 spots over. So I know that this answer is 4.15, which is the equivalent rate for 5 pounds. So that is not the same, right? 450 is not the same as 415. So there's another one off our list. So now I hope you guys get the gist of this. You're going to have to do that for the rest of them as well. We have our unit rate. I took out 2 options for you. So now you're just going to have to do the same thing. Instead of being 5 right here, it's going to be 9, right? So 1 times 9 will get me the next number. This should be 9. And it says 750. So is 0.83 times 9 750? If it is, this could be a right answer. If not, you got to keep searching. And there might be more than one answer. So keep working along these lines, and hopefully you guys get the right answer. All right. All right. I'm glad number 9 was talking about unit rates, because number 10 is also talking about unit rates. So it says an 8-ounce drink, and this should be an N right here. It should be N 8-ounce drink costs $2.16, and a 10-ounce drink costs $2.75. Which drink is the better buy, and why? That's the big key right there. Why, right? A lot of times we just want to put the answer, but it's asking us why. So let's see what it's giving us. It says $2.16 for 8 ounces, right? And our other option is $2.75 for 10 ounces. Well, those are our fractions. So let's figure out our unit rate. Now remember, unit rate means one of our numbers equals 1. And it's usually your bottom number, which is our ounces for today. Money usually goes on top. So how do I turn this into a 1? Well, I need to divide this. And then by 8, right? 8 divided by 8 equals 1, which means $2.16 divided by 8 is going to be my unit rate. So let's figure that out. Let's figure that out real quick. $2.16. 1 sec while I set it. I'm back. All right, so 8 goes into 2 how many times? Hopefully you guys all knew that goes down 0 times. We're going to add our decimal, or basically to bring it right up, right? 8 goes into 21 how many times? 8 times 3 is 24, so that's too big. So it's going to be one number below that, right? 8 times 2, which is 16. So what's 21 minus 16? If you guys can't do it in your head, like some, we're going to have to borrow from the 2. This becomes 1. If I can zoom in. Yeah, let's see here. All right, so I can write a little better. This becomes 11, right? 11 minus 6 equals 5. 1 minus 1 is 0, so that's it. Then we're going to bring this number down, which is a 6. Now 8 times what equals 56? 8 times 7, right? That's a nice even number for us. 56 minus 56 equals 0, and we're done. Hey, it's a lot better when I write big like this. Okay, so now we have our unit rate for the first one. It's going to be 0.27 cents, right, for 1 ounce. So that's our unit rate for the first one. We're going to do the same thing to find out the unit rate for the second one. It should be actually easier in math because we're working with a 10, right? 10 is a lot easier to divide into than 8 was. And then you will have your answer. You'll be able to compare the unit rates. And that's how you're going to answer the question. You're going to say, the unit rate for the first one was this. The unit rate for the second one was this. So the better price is whichever one has a better unit rate, right? All right. That's question number 10. All right, last we got, I'm going to do these two real quick, 11 and 12. 16 is 80% of what number? Well, you need to know that percent over 100 equals is over of. Repeat it with me. Percent over 100 equals is over of. All right, so let's see what information we have on number 11. I'm doing this one first. So 16 is 80% of what number? Does it give us a percent? It does, right? 80. So we're going to say 80 over 100 equals, does it give us the is or the of? It says of what number? That means we don't know. So we're going to put an X there. And is, 16 is all right. Oh, try to move it. Let's line it up a little better. All right. So now we have 80 over 100 and 16 over X. If you're in Miss Minnick's or Gonzalez's class, you would do the cross multiplying right here, right? To figure out how to get to these numbers. The other way you can do it is try to see if 16 can go to 80, which I don't think it does. I don't think it goes in there evenly. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. So I'm going to do the cross multiplying way since the majority of you guys know that way. So what is 80 times x? That's just 80x, right? That's going to equal whatever 100 times, oops, that's not my line, 100 times 16 is. And that is 1600, right? Just 16, and you add your 2 zeros because you're multiplying by 100. All right. And the whole point of this is to get x by itself. That's kind of how algebra works. We want to get rid of the x. So what we got to do is divide by a number that's going to get rid of x. And that number is always going to be the number that's next to x, which, lucky for us, is just 80, right? So if I divide by 80 here, it canceled each other out. And all you're left with is x equals, right? And then we're also going to divide this number by 80, because if I do it to this side of the equal sign, I have to do it to this side of the equal sign. So 1600 divided by 80 is going to be our answer for number 11. Guess what? On number 12, we're going to do the same thing. It might be easier to turn it into a fraction. I like doing equivalent fractions because it's easier to work with, but you can cross multiply, you get your same answer. This one actually 42.5 of 200, it's going to do times 42.5 times 200. That's how you work out number 11 and 12. All right, I'm not finishing it for you. 1600 divided by 80 is going to be your answer for number 11. It's up to you to do it. All right, that was number 11, and 12 is basically the same way. Yeah, have fun. All right, these are probably the last ones I'm going to help you with on this video. Number 14 and 15, it says change 2/5 to a percent, change 11/25 to a percent. Well, percents are always out of what? Percents are always out of 100, right? Percents are always out of 100. So if it wants to know what the percent is, I'm just going to say something over 100 equals 2/5, right? And this becomes super easy because look at, if this is lined up right, and my line's a little bit off, that's better. 5 times what equals 100? Well, we know 5 times 20 equals 100, right? If I multiply the bottom by 20, I have to multiply the top by 20, and then you'll have your answer. 2 times 20, the answer is going to be up here. And do the same thing for the next one. Convert it to a fraction over 100, right? 25 goes into 100 pretty evenly, so it should be pretty easy to figure out. All right, that was 14 and 15. That's all I got for today.